Hey y'all. Yes, I'm wearing Nike and Adidas. And no, I don't care. So, anyways, I am going to be washing my hair today. And I'm also going to be trimming it. Now, I have not trimmed my hair since I did the big chop. So, it's been about going on 7 months. I think this month will be 7 months since I big chopped. So, my ends need to be clipped. Do I want to clip them? No. But am I going to clip them? Yes. Now, the thing about it is, I do not know if I'm going to clip it by blowing it out and clipping it or clip it in its state of being just regular natural. I don't know. I think I'm just going to clip it in its natural state only because I'm not good at blow drying my hair, so I don't really think I'm going to have much luck with it. But I may change my mind. This is just the beginning of the video, so I don't know. I may change it by the time I get to cutting my hair. But for wash day, I'm going to be using, of course, the moisturizing shampoo. This is the one I always use, really, really love. I'm going to be using this one as well. Honestly, I'm just trying to get rid of it. I don't like nor dislike it, but I have used it once before, and it felt like a stripping shampoo to me. So that's what I'm going to be using it for today. And y'all, this will be my first time using a conditioner. Now, it says I only have to put it in my head for 3 minutes, and that's all I'm putting it in my head for, okay? I'm not doing no 15, no 30. 3 minutes is all it's gonna get. And if y'all have used this before, let me know and tell me if you guys like it. I was recommended this, so I'll try it. And that's about it. So the next time y'all see voiceover time. So, as y'all can see, I'm putting a whole bunch of conditioner, oils, and everything in my hair because I needed it to be as soft as possible while I was detangling it. I know some people say that you're not supposed to have any oils and stuff in your hair when you're cutting your hair or clipping your ends because it can dull your scissors. Because it can dull your scissors. But I'm just like, do you really think I care more about these scissors than I care about my hair? Like, how do you expect me to detangle my hair if I don't have any oils and stuff in it? That makes no sense. So for the people who care more about your scissors, don't do that. But I care more about my hair, so I could have cared less if my scissors get dull. I'll just buy some more. But anyways, I decided to cut my hair in its natural state. And as I said previously, I had a lot of relaxed ends that I did not cut off. When I first did my big chop, I could not see the back at all. So that is why I was having so many relaxed ends all over the place. Some areas I had to cut more, some areas I had to cut less. So I cut anywhere between a half an inch to an inch and a half in my entire head. And there were some areas I cut almost 2 inches, but for the most part, it was usually a half an inch to an inch. So the first thing you want to do is to get your hair as stretched out as possible. So I literally had to use 2 combs. I had to use my detangling comb, which is the little circular one. I used that one to detangle my hair. Once my hair was detangled, then I used the orange comb that you see right here to stretch it out more because the detangling comb didn't stretch out my curls enough. So I needed the orange comb to stretch it out more so I wouldn't be cutting too much hair. You also have to make sure that you are holding your hair really, really tight. Because if you don't hold it tight enough, you already know those curls are going to start bouncing back. Unless you have a lot of damage, then you may not have to hold it as tight. Which is not funny that you have damage. I'm just saying, like, it's just reality. If you have damage, it is what it is. Just cut it off. That's all I can say. You can't fix damage. I cannot say that enough. You cannot fix damage. The only thing you can do is cut it off. I don't care how many products say, oh, it'll fix your split ends. And, oh, even though you bleached your hair, just use a whole bunch of Olaplex and it'll make your hair good as new. Lies and deceit. All it does is give what I would call a facade. It makes you think that your hair is fine when it's not. Because once all that stuff washes off, and let's say you wash your hair again, your hair's back to where it was at, damaged. It just sucks. I wish we could fix damage because I was literally looking before I cut all my relaxed hair off. I was like, is there a way? Is there a way to revert my relaxed hair back to natural? Because cutting off over 12 inches of hair is just not something I wanted to do. Okay, it's not something I wanted to do. But guess what? I looked and I looked and I looked and there was nothing. There was nothing, y'all. So I was like, oh, well, it is what it is. And yeah, I had to cut all my hair off. But trimming my ends is something I've always done. I usually do it on my own. I used to go to beauticians and try to get them to trim my ends, but either they didn't cut enough or they cut entirely too much. It was one or the other. I'm like, why can't we have a middle ground, people? Why can't nobody do a middle ground? I had one guy clip my ends and my hair was all the way past my armpit. So it was to my bra strap. And when I tell you he clipped my ends, my hair may have barely went past my shoulders after he was done. I kid you not. I was like, wow. He was like, yeah, it was a bunch of damage in your hair, so we just had to cut it all off. I was like, oh, okay, you could have said that before you whacked all my hair off. But one thing about my hair that I knew is that my hair grows pretty quickly. So, and I'm not gonna lie, I did like my hair when he was done, but he could have warned me and he did not. So make sure whoever is clipping your ends, make sure they show you how much they're clipping. Do not go in blind like I did. Get an estimate. Be like, hey, how much are you gonna need to cut off? Don't just let them do what they want to your hair. That's another thing I've learned. Don't let them do what they want. Tell them to do what you want done to your hair. And while we're on the topic of going from relaxed to natural, I have been seeing more and more people go from relaxed to natural back to relaxed. And some of the top reasons that I've noticed is because they think it's too much work. They think natural hair is too much work. And then they thought that their natural hair would be a different hair type. So they originally thought they might have like 4C, not 4C. They originally thought they might have like 3C hair, but they ended up with like 4C hair. And they're just like, it's just too much work. I don't know what to do with my hair. I heard one lady say she couldn't style her hair. It was like, it was nothing she could do. It was just there. And like, she always had to be in protective styles because she didn't know how to style her hair. There was another lady that said it was just too hard to deal with. She didn't know what to do with her hair. And so she went back to a relaxer. So it sounds like a lot of people who did go from relaxed to natural back to relaxed, I think they just followed the trend and thought that they would be like some of these other girls and have a better hair type that they could do more with. And when it didn't turn out that way, when it didn't turn out the way they thought that it would, they're like, oh no, I have to go back. So they didn't actually not like the creamy crack. How do I say that? It wasn't because they didn't like relaxers. It was because they were following what everybody else was doing because that's what looked good at the time. That's what I'm starting to think. It's like, why else would you do all of that? Because one thing about when you cut your hair or do such a drastic change to your appearance, it is a lot of self-reflection that you have to do. And not only that, you have what you call the naysayers. I'm going to call them the naysayers. And these are the people who are definitely against you going natural. So when they see your natural hair, they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you cut all your hair off. Oh my goodness, why did you do that? For that? You went from relaxed to natural to deal with that? Like, girl, natural hair is like, ew, natural hair. Like, oh no, I would never do that. That could definitely not be me. Oh my goodness, you look crazy with your short hair. Like, oh. You will have to deal with that. There is going to be at least one person. And 9 times out of 10, they probably have the exact same hair type you do. So it's more like a self-hate than anything else. And yeah, you have to deal with all of that. You have to deal with maybe certain family members may not like your hair. Maybe some people are like, I can't believe you cut all your long hair off. Oh my goodness, what are you gonna do now? Look how long it's gonna take to grow back. What if you don't like it? You gotta deal with that too. What if you don't like it? What if you chop all your hair off and you don't like it? And now you're like, why did I do this? Now I want to get a relaxer again. And it's a lot. Telling you it's a lot. For those who are in the process or are thinking about doing the big chop, really ask yourself if this is something you want to do or if you're following a trend. Is it something that's necessary? Because if it's none of those things, if it's not for a medical reason, if it's not because you truly want to embrace your naturalness, if it's not because it's something that you truly want to do, not because you see other people do, you're like, oh, I want to do what they do. It's because you truly want to do it. And you truly know that this is the right decision for you. Do not cut your hair. Do not cut your hair because somebody else told you to cut your hair. Do not cut your hair because everyone else is like, oh, you're going to love it. Do it because this is something that you want to do. Because if you don't do it for that reason, I just have a feeling you're going to want to go back to a relaxer. Because it's a lot of work. And you have to, one thing I will say, if you know anyone who is natural, especially if you know that they're going to be the same hair type as you, or you can expect that your hair type might be one of the tighter curl patterns, see if they'll let you do their hair. And I know that that's weird, but you know, it's something that you can do to see if you would even actually like it. I'm just saying. Like, just ask someone, hey, would you be willing to let me detangle your hair one time? Especially if it's a family member, you know, most of us, there's someone in our family who's natural. Just ask them. Just ask them what they went through and their journey. Because it's not really that talked about, if I'm being honest. Not that many people talk about the after effect of doing the big chop. They just talk about, oh, I don't like my hair, but they don't talk about the other part of it, the part that you have to deal with in yourself. A lot of people don't talk about that. So definitely ask, how did they feel after they big chopped? See what they say, you know, and then make your decision and do what is best for you. And then that will prevent you from doing all this back and forth, back and forth. Like, I know there was one girl on YouTube, very, very popular girl. And I followed her when she was relaxed because she actually helped me to be able to relax my hair on my own. Not necessarily on my own. Like, my mom relaxed my hair, but me and my mom did it together. It was like a team where we relaxed my hair. And she went natural out of the random blue. And I was like, what is this? I followed you because you were a relaxed girl. I'm just being honest. I followed her because she was a relaxed girl. She had long, good looking, relaxed hair. If y'all can guess who I'm talking about, comment down below. Because out of nowhere, she decided to go natural and it threw me off. I was like, oh, okay. And you know, her natural hair was her natural hair. It was, she says she's seen her natural hair before. You know, a lot of people haven't seen their natural hair since they've been, you know, a kid. And some people have never seen their natural hair because they just don't remember what it looks like. But she went natural. She had beautiful natural hair. And then maybe a few years later, because I ended up stopped watching her because she didn't serve me anymore. Like, I liked looking at her because she helped me. But when she went natural, I'm not natural. So really, it made no sense for me to watch her anymore. So I kind of stopped watching her. I still was subscribed. I just stopped watching her. But then out of nowhere, I see that she has a relaxer again. I'm like, what is this? I thought you were natural. So now that me and you are similar, I can look at your content more because it relates to me. But now you're back relaxed and it doesn't relate to me anymore because I'm natural. It's like, what are you doing? Have y'all ever had that experience where you follow someone because they are similar, their hair is similar to your hair? Because like, she had long relaxed hair. I had long relaxed hair. She went natural. I kind of stopped watching her. I was still subscribed, but I just stopped watching her. And then I went and she's back natural. I mean, she's back relaxed, and now I'm natural, and I'm like, okay, well, I was gonna look at you again, but we're just not on the same wavelength. So I'm just gonna, bow out gracefully. But I do believe that she is overall a good content creator. So yeah. If y'all know who I'm talking about, comment down below. She seems as sweet as pie, but it's just like I don't tend to watch things that I just have no, it just didn't serve a purpose for me to watch her anymore when she was natural. And now that she's relaxed, I'm back to where I started. But it is what it is. Things happen. Okay, but on to something else. As y'all can see, I'm just trimming away. If y'all, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the voiceover here and let y'all watch the rest of me clipping my ends in peace. I did not show myself doing my entire head because it took way longer than I expected it to take. And I'm gonna have to do a different process because, well, luckily, I'm only going to be trimming my ends probably once or twice a year. So it'll be another 6 to 7 to 12 months before I trim my ends again. So if it is a long process, it's not a big deal because I only had to maybe do it twice a year. Tops. I'm not doing it any more than that. Anybody who wants to do every 3-month trim, kudos to you, but it will not be me. The minimum I'm going to do is 6 months. Okay, I just do not have the patience for all of that. It takes entirely too long. Maybe if I had blown my hair out, it wouldn't have taken as long, but trying to hold it, and there you will see in this video several times where I had to recomb my hair because I lost the tension, I lost the tightness. So yeah, trimming my ends is not something that I like doing, so that's why I probably won't do it as much. And also, if your hair is healthy, you shouldn't have to do it as much. So my goal is to continue to get healthy hair and to keep my hair healthy so I don't have to trim as much. You don't have to trim your hair as much if your hair is healthy. Make sure you keep that in mind. Don't let people tell you have to do it every 3 months. You do it when you feel like you need to, which may be every 6 months, which may be once a year. You never know, but you'll know when your hair needs to be trimmed. For people who be like, I can never tell when my hair needs to be trimmed, those are people who don't do their hair at all. You absolutely do not do your hair at all if you can sit there and say you don't know when your hair needs to be trimmed. Like, come on. You can feel it. You can see it. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of the video in peace. And if you guys have any questions, definitely comment down below. Subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, bye.